Today I'm going to show you an alternative to prompt tracking. If you follow me on social media, you probably know my opinion on prompt tracking. We're going to run 2 or 3 reports in about 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to figure out exactly what AI is looking for a particular product or service, what we cover, what we're missing, and what we need to do about it. And also what other sites are missing as well. So we're going to start with Answer Spy Report. I reserve the right to change that name. Select a service. I'm going to run through this quite quickly, but I'll explain as I go. Select whether it's a service, product, or content. In this case, we're looking at a product for the index site we're looking at. So we'll start with, this is parameters, not prompts we're putting in here. So we'll put in latex pillow as a type of product. Target market is Australia for this site. Key, this is a modifier, so you want to get quite specific here. You can run this for different variations and whatnot that you're looking for. Target user, if you're targeting a particular demographic. In this case, I'll leave it blank and start it running. So what's going to happen here is we're generating a handful of probe prompts which look at the product or service from a number of different angles. And what we're doing is we're extracting out the criteria from each answer. So instead of, we're not concerned particularly about the answers themselves. What we're concerned about is the criteria that the model is using to make its decisions and choose which products or services to cite. Because that's much more stable. If you look at 1,000 answers, you get 1,000 different responses. It's a lottery. That's just the way LLMs work. However, the models have they ingested the internet and have an understanding of what a particular product or service should offer, or a brand should cover, to be a reliable answer for a particular product or service. So that's run, so we can see, now I'm not going to cover the specifics too much, I'll just explain the why. From those answers, we extracted about 140 criteria from the different answers, but that's been combined and deduplicated into 24 individual criteria. And you can see we show the number of answers, 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 3 out of 5, that these criteria appeared in. So the more answers each criteria appears in, the more confident we are that this is something that's very important. So you see here, you've got high, medium, and low priority. So scrolling down, trust signals, various factors, accessibility, pricing and fees, content and information. Again, the specifics here don't matter. This is specific to this particular product, but it's more the actual workflow. We can look at the actual answers if we want. More importantly than the answers, though, are the actual criteria extracted from each. So just we can jump between, and you can see the probe prompt up here. So each prompt attacks it from a slightly different angle, and they're designed to elicit, the model to return different evaluation methods effectively. So that's consolidated individual answers, individual criteria. But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do an agentic evaluation and investigation into the website itself. So this is an index website within QueryBurst Verify. So we'll be using a RAG search, semantic search, a BM25 equivalent string search. I'll start it going, and I'll talk as we go. The agent basically has a number of tools it can use. It can extract headings, it can do deep reads, it can pull specific chunks, it can text search, it can semantic search. It's basically going to work its way through the site, and it's going to evaluate each individual criteria. And as it goes, it will record. You see there we've got one recorded as weak, so the pillow comes with a 1-year warranty, which is shorter than the 5 to 10 year range. These ones are all looking strong, which is good. This is going to take a few minutes because what it's doing is evaluating 24 criteria and running tool searches and working its way through the site effectively. So, you know, it needs a small bit of patience, but it will work through. So it's doing a deep search now, which is a deep semantic search site-wide, basically. What it initially does, so there's a missing criteria. What it's initially going to do is look through, retrieve pages, check the pages. Towards the end, if it can't find things, it will start doing more deep site-wide semantic searches, effectively. So yeah, so we can see we do cover a lot. 19 are covered, 3 are weak, 2 are missing. Got a priority list here. Expand coverage, the page, etc. We can look at a log of basically what the agent did and what it found. So from here, we now know the criteria for the particular product or service. We know what's covered on the website. What do we do with that? Well, the next thing we do is we go to our optimizer report. And the first thing we're going to do, this is where you'll type an actual prompt. So we'll do, which latex pillow should I buy in Australia? You know, a prompt, it's on you to create the prompt here, but it's something around the same, or let's do eco-friendly latex pillow should I buy in Australia. We'll set that to Australia and we'll start that running. Now this uses a similar pipeline to, if you saw my ChatGPT research at the back end of last year, it's basically doing the same thing here. It's doing web search, pulling in search results. From the search results, is doing an initial filtering down to candidate pages. So we've gone from 20. So we're retrieving 20. It's not exactly the same because we're not doing query fan out here. This is one search, but it's a similar process. Filters down from 20 to 10, scrapes the content from the pages that made the final cut. So we've got our 10 pages here, and vectorizes those pages, chunks of them, embeds them. Again, it takes a couple of minutes to run because it's doing a lot. We should be just about there. And from there, we then have our final selection from the candidate chunks, which that's the semantic scoring to select the best matching chunk as the candidate effectively. That's getting reviewed. It's going to choose which pages to cite from the search results. So we'll see what we get. That's not particularly important here, but we do simulate that as well. So there's the search results, and that's the Google search results 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The piece of the site was actually cited, chosen to cite, even though it was ranking in position 5 here. We can see what else was actually cited. So positions, sites at 12 and 13 were cited. We had that's a product page. You get a quick description of each, and you can see the candidate chunks effectively for each page. So we have a bit of a junk chunk there, which matches ChatGPT. So yeah, you can go through and have a look at that. It gives that's the semantic score, basically. So that was an 88%. I mean, it's not scored as a percent, but a percent's fine. Yeah, 88% match basically for that chunk against the embedded enhanced intent weighted semantic query. So what do we have some potential query fanouts here as well. Again, it's not particularly important for this particular report. What do we do from here? Well, we have a couple of things we can do from here. The first is this. Now, I am not one for bulk generation of AI content. It's what most of the tools are doing. It's not what I recommend doing. However, what we can do, and going back to I mentioned recently about optimizing for both humans and machines, clearly AI is looking for, we know AI is looking for certain things within its answers. We want to make sure our retrieved chunks from our page cover those things. We now know what it's looking for and we know what we have. So now we can create grounded chunks, no opportunities for hallucination or not, fully grounded upon the actual information and facts contained within the website. And let me just show you. So we can generate this answer capsule. No, you don't have to use this, but it is certainly useful. So here we have three parts. We've got our retrieval magnet, which is our first chunk. It basically puts in a number, the key factors from the evaluation that the AI needs to see for its answers. If the site includes them, of course. Nothing's made up here. This is not AI just generating random noise. This is based on the deep site investigation we did a moment ago. So it's going to create an initial capsule answer. And then we're going to have two basically bullet point lists of key facts and information. So main capsule answer with everything that the AI would need to know. Bullet points of some of the key factors with an appropriate heading, why choose Peace Lily, and a secondary one, certified quality and Australian support, quality, not quality, etc. That's what's covered. It managed to fit a lot in there. There's a few gaps. And that's the page we should probably put it on. What else can we do? We can generate some FAQs. So for some of the key evaluation criteria, again, fully grounded upon the facts and information that the agent discovered while it crawled through the website. So is the Peace Lily latex pillow made from 100% latex, natural latex, which was one of the key evaluation criteria? Yes, it is, etc. I won't bore you with that. You can see basically all these key things that the AI wants to know, we can answer in these FAQs. You know what FAQs are. Not particularly exciting. The key is we know the key things that the AI is looking for its answers. We know the fact from our agentic research through the website, and we can create fully grounded FAQs based upon both of these. Fine, so that what my approach and suggestion here would be, if you want to use this, you don't have to use it. You can just use the evaluation criteria and create it yourself. Alternatively, another approach for a content type page, start with the answer capsule, the key facts, because these are good for both humans and machines, no issues at all. Do this, that's be 400, 500 words. Then write your normal article, normal content, brand story, everything you want to say. Don't worry about AI. Worry about Google and traditional search, and more importantly, your users and the people and humans will continue to visit websites despite what some people may say. Worry about them. And then at the end, pop in your FAQs. So you're going to end up with a hybrid of technically AI generated content, but AI generated content that was fully grounded upon the facts and information from your page, and ripe and perfect AI content, because it's not flowery, write me an article, it's just the facts and the key information. So in my mind, this is AI content that is perfectly acceptable. Final thing, we can look at the actual, we can evaluate the full search. So we can look at all the search results and see what they do or do not cover. So I'll just start that running. Basically, for each of the top 10 pages in the search, we're going to look at all the same evaluation criteria, and we're going to figure out what they do or don't cover. And that's going to give us opportunities where other sites are weak. We can, we can go deep on that. We can create individual pages on that. We can effectively end up with a full content strategy. So these 8 were basically appeared on over 80% of pages. These ones, top 3 have it, 50% don't. And then there's a full matrix basically showing you what was on each page, what wasn't on each page, what was weak, what was strong. And you can, of course, expand any of these and see the exact text. So this was the Eco Institute certification. This was the warranty length. Our pillows have a 10-year warranty. You can see the page. You can see the page and the content itself that matches or does not match the criteria. So that's basically a full SERP analysis of every single evaluation criteria, which pages have them, which don't have them. And you basically have a full roadmap of everything you need to know to not just rank in AI, but also to fully match search intent and rank well in the search results, which ultimately, as we all know, despite some loud voices, is what's important. So yeah, I mean, that is basically the full flow. I haven't checked the time, but I'd imagine we're probably 5 to 10 minutes. We've done quite a lot. We've learned a lot. We ran 5 prompts, and I think we probably learned more than we did from looking at 1,000 answers and figuring out that Reddit was shown in 4% and Forbes was shown in 3%, etc., etc. It's obviously not the full story. You obviously need to work on off-site signals as well. But in terms of optimizing your on-site content, this is going to tell you a lot. There's a ton more reports within this, a ton more tools, and I'll be going through them all over the next couple of weeks. But I wanted to start with a couple of the key reports that chain together well and give you a lot of information to get started with in terms of increasing not just your AI traffic, but your search traffic. Thanks.